Okay, this is the trip I make every day out to my shop. First thing that you see is my miscellaneous lumber rack. Mainly some cedar there, and mainly pine, and some miscellaneous stuff. Then next to it, we have a map of the United States with color pins on it, showing different locations of where I have made deliveries to different charities of my toys. So that's every place that I made shipments to. That's the country map on the top, and then below is the state of Wisconsin. That's my home state. Kind of a blown up version. And that's all the areas mainly on the east side of the state. Then we will be entering over by my motivational board, as I call it. This is all the thank you cards from different charities and kids that I have received. So anytime I feel a little down or if my work doesn't matter, I come out and kind of read over the thank you cards. Then now we're entering into the shop area. First thing that we kind of focus in on is the router, the bandsaw, and then a whole array of hoses for the dust collection system. I'm constantly adding different options and things to the dust collection system. Next, we will be kind of working our way over to the workbench. What we see next is a collection of miscellaneous small parts for my toys, raw wooden parts and pre-painted parts, and miscellaneous tools. And then tucked way in the back, we have the dust collection system, and then more array of hoses. Then one of the things I kind of came up with, I started with my bandsaw. I'm kind of close here. My shop is kind of on the smaller side. I don't build bigger things. I build toys, which is on the smaller side. I probably can show it better on my scroll saw. I have all pulled down vacuum extensions. So as I'm cutting, I can suck all the waste material from the area that I'm working from. So it's kind of handy. And then when I'm done sucking, it just kind of lifts up so it's out of my way. I have that rigged up kind of on a chain and spring system that goes up to the ceiling. And then the hose system just kind of works its way over to the main system with the blast gates then. I have that on my scroll saw and also on my bandsaw. I originally started with it on my bandsaw and it worked out so well, I moved the system over to my scroll saw then. Over here, kind of hard to get pictures. I'll scroll back a little bit. That's my sanding table area with 3 different kinds of sanders. That's where I do all my sanding. And then up above, that's where I keep all the accessories for the sanders. Then I kind of have this router kind of set up not to do big items. It's all to do littler items. And if you notice, I got my dust collector system located in the back. And past experience, since I'm doing smaller items, I had to put like a little grate system in front of my back area so the toys that I'm routering on don't get sucked into my dust collection system. Kind of learned that the hard way, so kind of came up with a little grill system. Here is my saw with, once again, the dust collection system. Someday I will be building a hood around that saw head and adding the dust collection system for that. There's the shop box dust collecting system. Up above, I call that my jungle. And the reason why I call that my jungle, that is where I keep all my exotic wood, the heartwood, the purple heart, the yellow heart, and things like that. Got a pretty good supply on hand right now. Underneath the saw, that's where I keep my oak, which I got a good supply right now. Mainly, all my toys are basically made out of hardwood. I very seldom go with any type of softwoods. That's just a preference of my own. It's just a choice I make. Up above, I have a shelving unit consisting once again of all basically wheels, different sizes, single wheels, dual wheels, painted, non-painted. All my wheels I receive are non-painted, and I have to paint the wheels myself and then put a acrylic finish onto the wheels. Once again, there's my vac system hoses. Basically this, which looks like it's not hooked up to anything, that basically is where I put a adapter on, and if I do any type of hand sanding, I just plug it in and do my hand sanding on this tabletop, which sets on my table saw. Got to utilize all the space I can in this small little shop area that I have. This item in the back, which looks kind of strange, and it's work in progress, and I'm using it currently also. What it is, it's kind of my staining and spray booth. That's where I put my toys and basically wheels. I don't know if, yeah, you can kind of see them. I have metal rods going across. I basically put my wheels across and put my toys in the holes that the axles are for, kind of hang them and stain them, and then spray them with the acrylic and hang them to dry. My game plan eventually will be to have some type of a door system, so when I'm done doing the finish on the toys, I can close the door. Also, to put like a roof system or a ceiling system on it with 2 exhaust fans, and then basically pipe that outside to get the fumes out of here. I just started building this within the last couple of days, so it's work in progress. Back over here is all my painting and staining type supplies. Keep that currently pretty much a lot of inventory on hand. Then over here is my drill press setup. If you notice, we have dust collection system on both sides. I used to have the dust collection system set up in the back here. Once again, I work with small little blocks of wood, and what was happening, it was drawing the blocks of wood into the vac system, and it was a hard time for me to hold the wood. And then when I was drilling, it was pulling the wood and my holes weren't being in the right location. So then I came up with a system, a dual system for the vac to collect the dust. Now you're asking why the inlets are so far apart. Well, they weren't that far apart to begin with. They were much, much closer because my blocks are quite small. Kind of learned by experimenting and trial and error. My blocks are small, and when I had these close by, if I let go of the blocks, I found out how fast my race cars could travel without wheels. They got sucked up into the tubes. So I discovered I had to move these apart, so if I let go of the block of wood, they wouldn't get sucked. So I would remove my hands, the blocks can stay. If I'm done drilling, basically I have paintbrush, 2 or 3 brushes, and then I put the new block down. So something trial and error. It's been working. I'm thinking, like I have on my bandsaw and scroll saw, I may come up with a hanging type of a system instead of the paintbrush system. That's something in the future that I may do. Other than that, that's kind of my shop. I spend probably anywhere from a few hours to a full day, depending on how I'm feeling and how things are going. So, got some windows facing the stalls of the garage. Basically, the windows got a good price on them, or they were basically free, so thought, why not use them? Then also I got one window facing to the outside. There's my garage of hoses with the central vac. And basically, this is my little shop. That's it. Thanks for watching my video.